it on? How do I know if it's working? Oh well, I'll just start talking anyway. Dan, it's your grandpa. Can you hear me? How do I know if you can hear me? Dan, I'm so proud of you for getting your first grown-up job. A big public relations firm, huh? It's fantastic. Your mother told us the news and we're Well, I don't know what just happened. There was a strange noise and... Oh well. Anyway, Dan, we're all proud of you. Good luck on your first day of work.
Oh no. What? You gotta be kidding me! Ah!
Ah!
Who are you and what are you doing in my house?
Whoa, calm down. My name's Jenny. I'm here to help you with your PR campaign.
What?
I'm gonna help you.
But what? I mean, who? Where did?
Oh, right. Let me explain. I'm not real. I'm a figment of your imagination. Kind of like the whole fairy godmother thing.
Oh.
I'm gonna explain the PR process to you. What do you know about it?
Not much. Courtney at work was gonna train me when she got back from vacation.
Do you know the rope process?
Uh-uh.
The beginnings of PR.
I know that according to Lamé and Russell, what could be called the very first PR campaigns were during the Crusades. They included propaganda to promote the actions of the soldiers.
That's right. You know, some PR people think that the public has preconceived negative ideas about public relations.
Really?
Yep. According to White and Park, it turns out that the public thinks public relations is not unreal or untruthful.
Well, that's good, I guess.
That fact will go a long way to helping you. Many people who get into the PR field think that they will be lying for a living.
Well, I'm glad that's not true.
Right. After all, we're not lawyers. Okay, so what do you know about research?
Nothing.
It's going to be a long morning. Research is the R in the rope process. According to Guth and Marsh, that's the first step in the process, and probably the most important.
Okay.
Now, when you're in the research part of any campaign, you should ask yourself 2 questions to start out with. What will I need to know, and how will I get this information? Let's look further into the question. What will I need to know? This question will fall into at least one of 4 categories.
What are they?
Not so fast. Let's let our viewers think about these categories.
Viewers?
I forgot to tell you. This is also an instructional video. People are watching this right now.
Gee, thanks for letting all these other people into my house.
No problem. Those of you watching this, take a minute to think of the 4 categories. Go ahead, we'll wait. Okay, gang. If you listed these 4 categories, you are correct. Client research, stakeholder research, problem opportunity research, and evaluation research.
I know client research is all about the client itself. According to Guth and Marsh, the background data of any client is a great starting point for every PR campaign.
Then you also know that stakeholder research is when we identify the specific publics that are important to the client.
And problem opportunity research will identify what issue or problem the client has that they would like resolved.
Evaluation research is actually a whole other step. It's the E in the rope process, so we'll cover that later on.
I always hear people talking about primary research versus secondary research. What's the difference?
Primary research is anything that you create from scratch. Secondary research is when you use other people's work, like surveys and public records.
I also always hear about focus groups. What are those?
Focus groups are a type of primary research, along with conducting surveys and communication audits.
Well, thanks for that info.
Looks like my time is up here.
Wait, what do I do next?
Now that you know all about research, someone else will talk to you about the next step in the PR process.
Is this gonna be like a Christmas Carol with the ghosts and stuff?
Yes, any more questions?
Yeah. How does this tie look?
Good. It really brings out the color in your eyes.
I mean, you weren't even looking at my tie. Jenny? Where'd she go? Where'd she come from? Oh well. Ah!
Oh, come on. You knew there were going to be more of us.
Yeah, but I thought you'd look like the last girl. Why do you look like my ex-girlfriend, Sarah?
You tell me. I'm a figment of your imagination, remember?
Oh yeah.
All right, we're wasting time here. Let's talk while you drive to work.
What about?
Objectives. It's the O in the rope process, the second step.
Is this where we need to decide what we need to accomplish?
That's right. Hey, buckle up.
Jeez, all right. You don't have to shout. You always did that, you know?
Hey, focus on the task at hand. You always try to change the subject.
Right. Sorry.
Using what we've learned from our research, we can identify what the goals or objectives of the campaign will be. There's two kinds of objectives: output objectives and outcome objectives.
What's the difference between the two?
Output objectives, according to Pratt and Lennon, are quantifiable items.
What does that mean?
Quantifiable is something you can count, like the number of press releases written or a certain event attendance number you want to reach.
I think I get it.
It's important to know that output objectives should not be the only objectives we use. Output objectives are less likely to indicate whether or not a campaign is successful.
So, what are some outcome objectives?
Outcome or impact objectives are ones that represent specific intended effects of a PR campaign, according to Hendricks and Hayes.
Sounds complicated.
Not when you break it down. Also, according to Hendricks and Hayes, there are three kinds of outcomes: objectives, informational, attitudinal, and behavioral.
I know that informational objectives are usually used to increase awareness, but what about the other two?
Attitudinal objectives seek to change the way an audience thinks or feels about something. Behavioral objectives aim to get an audience to do something.
Okay. You're right. When you break it down, it doesn't seem so complicated at all.
That's because I'm always right. Now how about a quick quiz?
Sure, fire away.
Viewers, you can follow along with us.
Okay, wait a second. How can the viewers be here in the truck? It's not that big.
That's the magic of video. I'm going to name an objective. Your job is to identify it as an output, informational, attitudinal, or behavioral objective. Ready?
Yep.
Number 1, to get more people to use seatbelts.
Behavioral objective.
Number 2, to send 10 press releases promoting an event.
That's an output objective.
Number 3, to create a favorable opinion of a new department store.
That's an attitudinal objective.
Number 4, to increase awareness of a new safety procedure at a plant.
That's an informational objective.
Nice job, Dan. You got them all right.
We're almost there.
Then my work here is done.
I want to thank you for helping me out, Sarah. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good luck today.
Thanks.
Now be a gentleman and open the door for me.
Yeah.
Sarah, I was thinking maybe you'd like to grab some coffee sometime.
Guess you can't win them all.